Alright, so here's some lost footage. I ended up posting the running video before this, but I did find the footage. So we're going to show you what's in the what electronics are in the rig. I kept referring back to the video, but for some reason I guess I never uploaded it, and I lucky enough found it. So anyways, we have our Pro MT, and here we are running our SR4210. It's a 4-channel receiver, don't need it, but I had it sticking around, so 2 of those channels will be used. We went with a Savox servo. Get that focus here so you can see what we're looking at. Nothing super strong, but looking to get it up and running as soon as possible, and this was in my proper price range. This is where all the big bucks went in, yet it was still very cheap. This is the Castle SCT 4-pole system. See if you can get that to focus. You can get the specs there. In here we have 2 boxes. First off, at the top here we have the motor. That's the 410 4-pole motor. Get a good look at that. Looks like all the other ones, but this is a 4-pole, so they're saying like 30% more for something of the equivalent kV. There we go. All our leads, everything's on there. Bullets are there. And a good old Mamba back there. See the little snake head. Alright, now for the ESC itself. Nice. So we have a fan to throw on the motor itself. In my setup that will not fit. And here we have the ESC. Looks very similar to the Sidewinder, but we have different badging on it. Fan on there as well. This is waterproof and capable up to 3S. Not sure if we're gonna have to go to 3S with this. 2S should be plenty. Alright, get that servo out. And now you can see the model number a bit better. Still having issues with trying to focus. There you go. Alright, so I'll start prepping and getting ready for the build itself. Alright, so move that to the side. Here's the receiver. First things first, and get the lid off. I really do like these Proline body mounting options. Screw caps work very well. Alright, body's off. And as you see in last video, very nice and clean. I'm very happy with it so far. Alright, so I think we're going to mount the ESC up there somehow. There's our servo. And to get the servo in there, we're going to have to get that rail out. So, get that done up off camera, save some time. Kick the camera there, I had to readjust. So there you go. So I took the rail off, so now we have access to the servo mounting area. Tire's kind of still in the way, probably have to pop that off. But we're going to start out with getting our screws here. So 4 screws, you're going to keep that servo in place. But yeah, that's in the way. We're going to have to take out that tire. Got to get our tools. Alright, so get that tire done. And it is stiff. We have to use a proper socket off camera here. So now back with the rig. Finally got the nut off, and we have access to our 2 mounting holes at the front. Alright, so throw our servo in there with the spline of the servo to the rear, because you can see here the arm is going to be more to the back. So I usually do a quick test that way to see where it's going to fit better before we start mounting it, because you don't want the spline forward if the arm is too short. Alright, so let's snug that up. You have to hold in place here and finish it up off camera. And now servo is mounted. Next thing we need to do is get our horn on. This one here, I'm mounting it very quick. Usually you should be powering on your electronics to try to center it out. But this here should be pretty close. If not, we'll fix it afterwards. For now, we're just going to get everything mounted. Alright, and the steering arm is just going to screw into there. You got to get that rear tire off so we have access to the trans. Somewhere we can throw the power plant in there. So for the motor itself, it doesn't really matter what direction you're mounting it. I try to direct it so that the leads are pointing inwards. You don't want anything hanging out to the back. It's gonna get caught up. And this here, probably the hardest part, is getting that first screw started. Very dark in there. You can't see any of the mounting holes. There you go. I think I got it this time. Perfect. Snug that up. Throw our pinion on. I'm going to worry about our meshing a little bit later. We just want to make sure that it's up and on there. So we are on. Now I'm going to turn this over so we have access here. You throw our leads through. Alright, so that's done. I'm going to close everything up. Trans cover's on. Now we're going to get mounting our ESC. So I put some double-sided tape on there. Going to mount it up at the top. And the receiver is going to go up on top of the servo. And we're just going to run our leads through and tuck our antenna in. It's quite long. This here, this is a new receiver, so everything is nice and tight. Barely get those leads in there. Come on. There you go. So now the servo and the servo channel. Sorry, hands are in the way. And here we're going to get the bullets for the motor into the ESC. I'm going to clean everything up off camera afterwards with some zip ties there for now. Get that mounted and tucked in. And we're going to solder our Deans and be back. Alright, so everything's zip tied. The antenna is mounted, tucked into the side. Deans is on. Our frame rail's on. I've centered the servo. Gear mesh is good. And we are ready to go bash. So, guys, thanks for watching. Please thumbs up and subscribe.